Hi, friends.
Hello, friends.
Well,
Today we are just friends.
we're not friends of Disney today.
No.
However, that we do have a surprise.
Hello, friends. It is I, Megan,
Megan's back
for one episode for now.
And this is why we are just friends today.
because we're talking about Wicked today, which up until we were actually in the theater watching the movie, we thought was a Disney movie.
And it's already on the schedule, baby.
So we're doing it anyway. So welcome to Friends, but not Disney.
How about Friends of Universal?
I don't want to have to put in another copyright thing of that we're not affiliated with Universal
This is just
Studios.
Friends of not Disney today. It's like a GT not live.
Hey, Sora.
Oh,
Sorry, we're here with cats.
okay. And if I step off camera, it's because of babies. So
You might hear some crying in the background if you really listen hard enough.
Yep. A baby will not come on camera.
no.
Nope.
So, anyways, today we're
The
talking
cats
about
will.
Wicked. Yeah, you will see cats.
Yes. This is your warning. There will be spoilers ahead.
We will try our best not to spoil too much.
I'm not.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Generally speaking,
I'm not spoiling.
Again,
I mean,
spoiling as much as again, this is based on a musical that's been out for years already.
I mean, yes, but not everyone is fortunate enough to go see it
perfect
play.
timing,
Oh,
Sora.
this is my cat, Sora. This is our cat, Sora. Sorry, my bad. Do you want to say hello to the people?
Nope.
I said hello. So yeah, spoilers be ahead.
We got lots of friends today.
Yep. But we're not friends of Disney.
Nope, not today.
Oh,
I
that was
just-
the cutest meow.
I just realized my head's like perfectly blocking Stitch.
So we are filming in Sean and I's living room today.
Yep.
And for Army who are watching, yes, I have some BT21 pillows. All of them are accounted for. So every member has a cushion here. Right now, only Jimmy is visible, so don't worry.
Excuse me,
Oh, RM, sorry.
RJ.
Sorry, RJ. Sorry, RM.
Oh,
Ah.
someone's awake.
Oh.
Nope.
And back to sleep.
Okay. Anyway, Wicked. It's a wicked movie, all right.
That was terrible. I'm glad to be back.
I don't know. I liked the movie. I wasn't the biggest fan of Ariana Grande.
Oh, I actually really enjoyed Ariana Grande.
Well, I mean, like,
Glinda.
I just didn't like Glinda.
Like the character?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to like Glinda. I thought you were saying you weren't a fan of Ariana in the movie.
No, I just don't like Glinda.
That's fair. Why don't you like Glinda? Tell us more.
She's annoying.
Well, should we give a brief recap of the briefest of the plot before we go?
Nah, we're just getting
We
into
just
it.
go into it nowadays.
Yep. We stopped the recap.
Yeah.
But anyways, Glinda is annoying because
The Good Witch, for anyone who's like, what the?
Glinda,
she's not good. That's a freaking lie.
she's a bitch.
Listen,
Glee.
I'm not saying that she isn't during certain parts of the movie, but I happen to really like Glinda in this version of the Wizard of Oz like canon. I should also preface, oh my goodness, it's hard to talk, that I'm the only one here who has seen the Wicked musical.
That's why she is here today. It's because she's actually seen the musical and we haven't. So
I also
I
want
only
to
liked
preface,
Glinda towards the end.
before we continue, just want to let everyone know on New Year's Eve we're gonna be doing a live stream
And a giveaway.
and possibly games. It's gonna be from 9 p.m. Pacific to midnight to celebrate our 1 year as a podcast because we recorded our very first episode on Snow White on January 1st of this year.
Let me tell you
So
how
we're doing a
jealous
live stream on New Year's Eve for
sorry.
3 hours. So come on and join us, and there will be giveaways.
This is what you're gonna deal with. Me being jealous of a cat right now. and listening to the three of us. And sorry for the rest of you that have already celebrated New Year's before us. But yeah, we're going off of Pacific time.
Yep.
It just makes the most sense for us.
But back to Wicked.
But if we did do it to a different time, that means we could celebrate the New Year earlier.
Good point. Good point. But we already have it set in our schedule.
We've always have it set.
Dang.
Wicked. Tell us more on why. How? So you said you like Glinda towards the end.
Yeah, because she like comes to understanding with, oh my God, I was about to say Agatha.
Wrong witch. Wrong witch.
Elphaba.
Yes, thank you. So, okay, here's another thing. Before we actually record, we sing a song because, kind of fun when you have a mic in your hand and you're karaokeing.
Yeah, we kind of do a little karaoke session to do a sound test. And we've
Yeah.
been doing that for like the last 15 weeks, I feel like.
Eventually, we'll figure it out on not getting to sound bad. But, anyways, besides that point, we sang The Witch's Road.
Yes.
And so I was like, oh, Agatha.
And wrong. We're on Elphaba.
Yes.
Oh,
I should remember this because you named me was it Jonelphaba?
Janelphaba.
Jonelphaba.
So the night of where we went to go see Wicked, Sean and I bought like little headbands. So Sean and Jonelle were green for Elphaba, and then our baby and I were pink for Glinda.
Which you also know what I realized? My nails are still green.
Yay.
I
Yeah.
fit character just right.
So she was Janelphaba,
Their son,
Glinda,
For Glinda.
and Shelphaba, and then we're back-
Linden, that you can't see.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So just think the cat is Glinden.
Also, I want to say for anyone who's watching the podcast, we know Sora's tail looks weird. He was just stunted, and he broke just the tip of it, but it doesn't bother him at all. So yeah,
You know, it's been that way since we had him. Got him
since he was born.
since he was acquired. Anyways,
How did you acquire him?
he was a feral child.
Yes. My friend in rock climbing class found a litter of kittens underneath her deck. And so she took them in, and this baby needed a home. And so I messaged her and was like, I will take the cat. And then I was given the cat.
And sometimes we regret it, but you know what? For the most part, we like him.
He can just be a little bit of a
Much. He's a little bit much.
around food time.
So not the Witch's Road, the Yellow Road.
The
Yellow Brick Road.
Segways.
Yes. Tell me more. You're going off on a Glinda rant.
Yes. So my Glinda rant, oh my gosh, she's annoying. I hate her in the beginning. She's a bully.
But she's also a ditz.
That too. Okay. Descendants. She's what's her name? Aurora's.
Chad.
No.
Oh,
Aurora.
Aurora.
Aurora's daughter.
Audrey.
Audrey, yeah.
She is an Audrey. There we go.
But she has the dumbness of Cat from
Victorious,
Yes.
which was a Nickelodeon show.
I don't know. I feel like she got like decently smarter at the end.
Okay, guys.
Did she?
Guys, I have a take. Because the way in this movie that the relationship between Elphaba and Glinda is totally different than it was in the play. From my memory, I saw this back in middle school, which was over a decade ago. Oh, I am old. Just for reference, their friendship is a lot sweeter actually. So there's this song called Popular where basically Glinda is like, Alfie, I'm gonna make you my new project and I'm gonna teach you how to be popular. And in the musical, Elphaba's not for it. She's like, that's kind of insulting. But in this version, Elphaba and Glinda have like a really kind of sweet friendship where Elphaba actually likes like the advice and she incorporates it, and we see her do her hair and practice the hair flips and like not wear all black all the time. And so this version of Glinda I feel like is a lot sweeter. Like she's not the greatest person, but she has a certain charm to her that like, no offense to Broadway, Glinda does not have.
Just Glinda also like she had a way to manipulate people that I didn't like.
Yeah, she did it to the Munchkin, who
Mm-hmm.
had feelings for
Her.
her. Yeah,
Yeah.
and was like, "Oh, you should just put your go like Nessa instead, who's Elphaba's sister."
Who's also disabled.
And it was like it's kind of distasteful.
And then, of course, Alphaba is, considerate, very thankful for what she's done to her sister because she knows her sister has a hard time with being disabled and like getting beauty or attention. And so I'm just kind of curious though on how part two is going to go and why Alphaba got killed
Mm.
besides Dorothy.
I have a lot of questions too, because I know the Wizard of Oz timeline. And this movie only covers Act One of the musical.
Mm-hmm.
See, I still don't trust Glinda. I'm still going on a Glinda rant, but I still don't trust her enough. I feel like she's going to turn her back against Alphaba in part two.
I disagree, and that's purely because I know of one song that exists between the two of them that hasn't been sung in Act One, so I know it's in Act Two.
I know the ending of the musical, and I'm not going to say anything.
Please tell me after this episode.
I will do my best.
Okay, well, here's the thing that bugs me. Megan's heard this rant before, and I know that I've learned that this is part of the issue, is that this part was added in to the movie. There's a scene in the movie which have two characters that were paid special homage, and they tell of this prophecy about about Oz, and how there's this spell book that at some one time, like during Oz's like darkest hours, someone will come and be able to read this book called the Grimmery and be able to save Oz. Well, their understanding of it is that it's meant to be the wizard. Like the Wizard of Oz came and, oh, he's able to read the Grimmery. He's that person that's gonna save us. But in this movie, we learn that the wizard can't, and Madame Morrible can't, but Elphaba can.
And,
Um,
like, very easily.
very easily, and so it becomes clear that to me that like, oh, this prophecy is about Elphaba. She's supposed to save Oz. But what frustrates me is that we know from the very beginning of the musical, because that's how it starts, that the Wicked Witch dies.
She's dead.
And so it my biggest question is, I need this question answered, because you can't have this prophecy that puts such an important light onto Elphaba of like solving this prophecy, saving what I presume is partly like saving the animals, because there's a huge plot point about how there's a prejudice against the animals and basically trying to turn them back into what we know of animals, because in Oz they can talk and teach and have brains and
They're like
very sentient creatures.
more human.
Yes.
More personified, if that makes sense. Like, they can talk, they can teach, they have like coherent thoughts. I heard it discussed like when in the books, because all of this is based off of a series of books where there's capital A animals, which are the ones that can talk and teach and do all these things, and then there's lowercase animals. So think of the animals in our world, the birds that just sing, and then
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But
lowercase animal.
basically this person that's supposed to be able to read the Grim is supposed to save Oz, and it's very alluded to that it's supposed to be Elphaba. But again, we know from the beginning of the musical that Elphaba dies. And so it's like, well, who the hell's saving Oz? Who the hell's going to fulfill this supposed prophecy that they created? And I know this didn't appear in the musical through my own research, So it just leaves me with a lot of questions.
I mean, on that case, it'd have to be Glinda.
You're trusting Glinda?
How about the duo of Glinda and Elphaba?
There we go.
There's a duel of Glinda and Elphaba?
Well, the whole thing
They're a
is
duo.
they're
Like,
Yeah.
foil of each other.
That is true.
Like the whole thing, like on the playbill you have Elphaba smiling, smirking really, and Glinda like whispering into her ear. That's on the playbill for Broadway. For the movie, the whole like poster is like of Glinda and Elphaba like pink and green. And that's like how all the marketing went down.
Very zombies esque.
Yes, zombies. The Disney series.
So I want to. I think we need to discuss why why did we think this was a Disney movie?
It has, well, I thought that the play bill, like the play musical, was originally Disney. I just kind of assumed because we have like Beauty and the Beast, we have Frozen, the musical, we have
I honestly
Aladdin, the
didn't think
musical.
it was Disney or anything. I just knew it was a movie.
Really? Because I was convinced that it was a Disney movie. Like it gave me the look and feel of a Disney movie, like a top tier Disney movie. Like it's what I would have expected out of Disney to create, and it wasn't Disney.
Nope.
And I think I figured out why.
Hmm.
Disney, as we've talked about before, has been really messing around with computer graphics and animation. Not one piece, like very little of this movie was actually CGI.
Yeah, most of like the sets were built.
Everything was built. The tulip fields from Munchkin Land were all real. They planted all those tulips.
Oh, wow.
The train wasn't even CGI.
They
Everything was built and it was a live set.
and um Ariana Grande and oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her name.
Cynthia?
Cynthia sang live. So when you're watching the movie and they're singing,
All of them did. Everyone sang live. That wasn't an over recording. So when she was singing during Defying Gravity, she was literally singing while doing all the stunts.
and Ariana and Cynthia both did all their own stunts for the movie, which is insane.
So like between the production quality and like the seamlessness of everything, like it would have I would have been convinced it was a Disney movie.
And supposedly Ariana has some health conditions at the moment.
I don't know.
No idea.
Well, so like I read somewhere that Ariana is like now considering no longer singing
Hmm.
because of her health conditions.
Weird.
I hope not. She's a great singer.
Yeah, so like from what I got from it is like basically she's done with filming everything for Wicked and then is gonna work on retiring basically.
I have not heard that.
Mm-mm.
We'll have to do some research into that.
Yes.
It's probably fake news though, but I saw it on one of those like celebrity news things.
Oh yeah.
There was so on the topic of Ariana, I so I grew up watching Victorious and stuff, and so I really liked Ariana as a character. And when she really started like going into her singing career and everything, I kind of just grew a distaste for her because it was too Hollywood, like very too played up to me.
She was doing like really like opera type singing in this movie.
I wasn't a fan of her singing, but it just didn't feel authentic. She didn't seem like authentic to me. To me. But watching Wicked, to me, it felt like the Ariana that I've always known. Like she felt authentic playing Glinda.
Mm-hmm.
And all the interviews that they have done, Ariana and Cynthia are like crying and like gal palling it up.
Well, and like I've been seeing a lot of like interviews from like Ariana's perspective, and like I saw this one where they were talking about the credits for the movie because they have her full name in the credits, which is not just Ariana Grande, but her last name is hyphenated
Mm-hmm.
to include, I think, her dad's last name. And apparently, she was talking about how like it made her dad cry and how playing Glinda, because I think like her first show or whatever was Wicked
Mm-hmm.
or something when she was like 10 years old. Like it kind of like reconnected her like little Ari against what she was saying. So like it kind of like brought her back away from like all the craziness of the music business and like grounded her a little bit. And that's something like I really liked, is being able to see that more grounded, authentic Ariana versus the music business changed Ariana.
That's so
Also,
sweet.
speaking of sentimental moments, let's talk about you crying.
She cried so hard. Oh,
I did. I'm not even gonna lie.
this
Um,
I don't want to say this is a major spoiler.
Woohoo, they made it to Oz, to the Emerald City.
oh, the Emerald City.
Do you know why she was crying?
Yeah, because it was the two original actors from the play.
Yeah.
You told me this.
Idina Menzel and Kristin Chenoweth
Yes.
were in the movie, and I love Idina Menzel. She's amazing, and I love Kristin Chenoweth, and just like their interactions with like the their counterparts. Does that make sense? Their like on screen their movie counterpart was the tears, the amount of tears that were shed. Um,
She was hitting me in the
when
theater. She was just full on.
when I get really really excited, I don't know where I picked up this habit, but I start smacking him. Like it's not like full on like beating him up. It's just more of a tap 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 tap. Like look what's happening! Look at it! Oh my god!
I was just worried because you were holding baby.
I was holding a sleeping baby. Yeah.
Yeah, we did bring a sleeping baby to
Well,
the
okay,
movie
he
theater.
wasn't originally sleeping. He fell asleep during the first 20 minutes in the movie and stayed asleep for the rest of it. And
He
so
did great.
I
he
know.
did fantastic.
For a 2-month-old in a movie theater,
Oh my
no
gosh.
one was really bothered in the theater at all.
It was great. So he spent the majority of the time asleep in my lap. My arm fell asleep, but it was gosh darn it worth it. It was so worth it. Props to these two, by the way, because I had to go. Like the movie was like at 10 o'clock at night, ended around 1 o'clock. They both had work in the morning, so
It was hell the next day.
It very much was.
It was like the next day is when I ate no food.
eat food.
When I
Yes, I said.
ate no food.
She
Not
ate no
I
food.
not I eat no food. I ate no food.
Me no English.
Oh no. But yeah, shout out to these two who went to work and were like functional human beings. The baby and I, not so much. We slept a lot.
I'm jelly. My boss got me coffee though.
Very kind.
Okay, honey, I'll let you go on your rant. Musical versus movie.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Here's my thoughts. Wicked the movie added a bunch of different scenes. That's why the musical is shorter than the first part of the movie. I think that's what I remember reading. I like the scenes that they added. I think that they were like they improved the story instead of subtracted from it. Like they just added characterization um where it needed to be. Um I think that the sets are like overall prettier. You can only do so much on stage, if that makes sense. So I just thought the sets were really pretty. The costumes were really pretty. Um, I feel like the musical is darker. Um, not just because Act Two is really dark, but those types of things in theater are kind of like just extended because there's like in theater, what's on stage is like they only add what is necessary. And I know that like the scenes were like built for the movie, but like there were so many just cool things to look at, like all the different like flowers, all the munchkins, like all of those things. There's so many visual details when you're watching the Broadway version. You just get to really experience the actors and the words that they're saying, and like, it's just different. I can't say I like one more than the other, to be honest. I think one is more efficient to watch than the other. I think one, I tried to listen to both soundtracks today when I was working out, and they're both wonderful. And yeah, I don't know. I think they're both really great for their own reasons, but I think Wicked the movie is much more accessible because, oh, it's a lot of money to watch some like a theater show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about you guys, but I've been like wanting to watch the movie again already.
I
Me too. Me too.
I really felt so bad for Elphaba.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like it's because like I also kind of related to her, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
I get that.
Like being bullied my entire life growing up, like I was able to understand where she was coming from. And then once my sister was born, like that didn't really help.
Oh, there is one thing I wanted to talk about, if it's okay with you.
That's fine.
Nessa Rose is Alphabet's younger sister. She is in the book and in no, in the play and in the movie, she has problems with her legs, so she's in a wheelchair. In the play, um, Alphabet is her caretaker. That's why she gets into Shiz, which is the university. Um, that's the whole reason they get in, is because, or Alphabet gets in, because she is taking care of Nessa. In the movie, Nessa is like, no, I'm independent. I might be in a wheelchair, but I can do pretty much anything I need to by myself. And I think that was a really important, like, thing to do for Nessa, for the people who are in, like, the disabled community. Yeah. Okay, that's all I have to do. Continue.
No, you're totally fine. Um, I mean that is a good point. I mean that's essentially why we have our Disabilities Act here in the United States is because they know they can do things on their own and like they would like to have the freedom and access to be able to do things that accommodate them to do things on their own and not rely on others. I think it's the American Disabilities Act, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty
Yes.
sure.
But yeah, I just felt so bad for Alphaba. Like the entire time, my heart was just aching out towards her.
Yeah. Oh, poor Alphabet.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot on
I,
that.
s- I was almost about to start crying for Alphaba.
I remember when I first watched the musical, um, I cried in the theater. And, like, afterward, I was like, that's so sad. She deserves better. I would be her friend. Um,
And that's the thing is like I kept tying it to the beginning of the movie where you watch Glinda burn down the witch.
I have a weird thing about that scene because so I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
sorry, our baby off camera is like in his favorite swing, and he's just like stretching, and then he's going like this,
Mm.
and he's rubbing his eyes. It's very cute.
But seeing the relationship that I the relationship I knew that Glinda and Elphaba were to have, because I knew that they had a really like close relationship as friends even before watching the movie. I already knew that because of the one particular song that I really like. Um,
Popular.
not that one.
Is
It's,
it the
it's
one with green, pink, green?
no, not that one. It's from Act Two.
Oh,
Um, but I don't. So ever since we've been like started this podcast, I've been able to like notice a lot more things about like the movies and TV shows that we watch. I don't know if you were like watching Ariana's performance during the beginning. Her performance as Glinda was so good because you could tell that she was having a difficult time with it.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, she burned on the witch, but you can tell that
she
that
held.
was hard.
Yeah.
For the record, for those who haven't seen the movie, they don't actually burn Elphaba. There's like a hay esque statue.
Kind of like the Trojan horse type of deal.
Yeah. So no, there isn't any like yeah.
If you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's like that episode where they have like the wooden statues of Aang, Roku, and can't remember the Earthbender one. Kyoko,
I have no idea.
Kyoshi, and they burn them because they hate the Avatar. It's like that.
But no people were burned
No
during
people
this
were
movie.
burned, but yeah. So Glinda like burns down this wooden statue of that's supposed to be the Wicked Witch, but you can see in like her face that she's like, yeah, I'm doing this. Smile on my face.
And when the child asks her, "But weren't you like friends with her?" She's like, "Well, yeah, yeah."
And like so it's I really love that scene because it shows that there's so much more to it.
I also just didn't like at the end. Sorry, I'm going back on this Glinda rant. But I didn't like how she just submitted to the wizard.
I don't blame her for being scared.
Yeah,
She should have joined Elphaba.
I think it's just like it's kind of like that question where it's like, would you rather like risk the world to save one person, or would you rather save the one person to like
The trolley problem.
yeah, it's like a trolley problem type of question. It says a lot about you, like what you would choose to go with Alphabet and to go with the side of Glinda. And I think neither option is the wrong option, or neither option is the right option. It's just like an option that you pick.
I think as it was important for Glinda to not go with Elphaba because you can tell during that moment Elphaba was never against Glinda in that moment. She was never like pushing Glinda to necessarily go with her. And the fact that Glinda didn't, Elphaba didn't, you can tell that Elphaba was not upset about it. So I think they had an understanding about what needed to be done, but she needed to stay there to do the things that need to be done from one side. It's like keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And in this point, they're almost gonna be like playing enemies.
A double agent, if you will.
Yes. I don't.
But still,
Yeah. What's your
it didn't make me happy.
What was your favorite song from the movie, Jonelle?
I have no clue. I just was really over too emotional about how Elphaba was getting bullied.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for Elphaba.
I couldn't help but notice the political allegory in the movie. Like that was a little too obvious. I mean, the stuff with the animals and like putting them in cages and they stop learning how to speak and stuff. Like, yeah.
Is that related to like people getting their tongues cut out?
Enlighten us, Jonelle.
Okay, well, um, in history, it was kind of like a thing where, um, either for educational purposes, but normally religious reasons for when people would colonize here to the United States, before we really became more of the United States. And people were just building houses to live in at that moment. if you like didn't like use the Lord's name in vain or something like that, they would cut out your tongue so you couldn't
I
speak.
was gonna say it's probably more on the line of prejudice.
Well, I mean that too, but like,
I think it has to do with like their voice being silenced,
well, I mean,
not in the literal sense.
well, I mean, yes, but also like there's other historical reasons besides just that of why they cut out someone's tongue, and it was so they couldn't speak back to their owner and all of these other things, so that way they couldn't do anything for themselves
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the fact that they didn't have command.
I don't think the symbolism was the cutting out of the tongues, though.
I think it's similar.
I think similar, but not quite as graphic of intent.
Or
Well,
like not as like one to one.
Yeah.
Just like under the same umbrella. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. Not to go against you, no.
I don't think the thought line was the cutting out of the
I just went
tongues.
to straight dark.
Straight
Oh.
gruesome. I mean, to be fair, the books that these were based off of were also pretty gruesome.
Okay, so tongue cutting it was. Okay, I want to read these books now. I must.
Apparently there's a series, like it's a series.
What is the series called?
I don't know. I just know the first one is Wicked, and then there's actually a series that takes place after.
How
Yeah,
old are these books?
very old.
Really? I don't have my phone. It's the camera.
The book series called Wicked?
The book series was the Wizard of
Just the Wicked book series.
Okay, maybe not very old.
I don't think very old.
I think 1940s, maybe?
Yeah, I can see that because I think the Wizard of Oz movie came out
Book
in
series of Wizard of Oz. Oh. Oh my gosh, it's $50 on Amazon. Haha.
Haha.
Anyway,
What's your favorite song, hun?
I might read this now, just so you know.
oh my gosh. Here's the thing. During 2020, there was an incident that happened with my phone in which I only could like access my brother's really bad taste of music. And so because I couldn't access my own individual music library, I bought two albums. One of them was The Lion King Broadway OST, original Broadway cast.
OBT.
OBT. My bad. And then the other one was the original Wicked cast on Broadway. And so I really love all of the songs.
But specifically from the movie.
Probably the song about one short day in the Emerald City.
All right, so
One short
apparently
day in the Emerald City.
it's Wicked, son of a witch, a lion among men, bless you, and out of Oz.
Sorry, our baby sneezed off camera.
And now he's awake,
We'll go see if I have to go.
blue-eyed and bushy-tailed.
But anyways,
Yes, I saw it. No.
see, my favorite song is from the movie, probably "Dancing Through Life."
Oh yes, with
That was Tim Fierro. Figaro's a cat.
Why did my brain immediately go to the SNL skit of Domingo?
A question for you, Jono. Did you put together about a certain three characters that we did see in the movie? But they didn't look how we normally would recognize them?
We've met some of the cast of
The Wizard of Oz.
Wait, we've actually met them?
Yes.
yes,
One of them was more obvious than the other two.
the other one.
No, the other two.
You're right, you're right.
What?
So when Dorothy goes on her her adventure through Oz,
She has the Tin Man,
Oh, yeah,
the
they were in the
Straw
corner.
Man, and the Cowardly Lion.
Yeah,
We met all three of them.
like in real life?
No, in the movie.
we Wicked, we meet all three characters before they go through their storied puberty and become Dorothy's crew.
Oh.
Does that make any sense?
Oh, in that like little thing with all the other animals, right?
Well, the Cowardly Lion.
All I know was at the beginning you saw Dorothy walking
Yes.
with her
There-
friends.
Yes, because that was after the Wicked Witch died and everything
But we saw them earlier in their timelines.
during the movie. Yeah.
I don't think I paid attention to that.
Okay, so
In the scene where Professor Grimmelby, the goat,
I was like, was it the goat?
the goat teacher.
Yes.
The scene where the goat teacher gets arrested.
Yes.
escorted off the
Oh,
premises.
the cub was the thingy in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Cowardly
my
Lion.
lordy.
Yep.
And then two characters.
Wait, was the Tin Man the flower?
Two characters that we have met have been seen. They have not become their characters yet.
Because they get magically transformed.
Mm-hmm.
So was the flower?
The flowers had nothing to do with it.
Well, not the thing, but the thing she put the
No.
because she put the flowers in the.
Actual characters that we have seen.
Okay, there's the lion.
Yes, and then there's two characters that have names and are very obvious in the movie
The scarecrow.
that are the Scarecrow and the Tin Man.
Okay, I'm trying to remember the scarecrow now.
Can I see if you can guess who the Scarecrow is? Because he's not the Scarecrow yet. That's what we're trying to say.
Oh, is it Munchkin?
Huh?
Is it like the Munchkin that asks Nessa Rose out?
Yeah.
He becomes the Tin Man.
He's the he's the Tin Man.
Oh.
Musical. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Who's the scarecrow? Is it Glinda's love interest?
Hold on, I have to go. Baby's about to cry.
oh, he's doing the Mother of All Frowns. Oh, he does this one frown that is like scarily good. Like frown that's like all the way down his mouth, like full thing down. Just yeah. But yeah, Fiyero is the Scarecrow.
Interesting.
Oh, y'all, he pooped.
Well,
maybe pooped.
oh wait, there was a diaper over here somewhere. Hold up.
Can you get me things so I can change him?
There's the diaper.
I'll go get wipes.
Hold up.
Hello, friends.
It's just me now. Okay, this is the Sean show. Ugh. I'ma just spread myself out. Okay, I can do this. This is my couch. So Sean has taken over now. Megan and Jonelle are no longer on this podcast. So everything I say is law. Booty, go, shoot. Booty. Boop, boop, boop. Really, dude? He's just chilling.
It might be in the bassinet. Get so heavily copyright claimed. Thank you.
Only if it recognizes it. It does a copyright search when I upload. Okay. Jonelle, hurry up and get back.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, now I'm gonna take more of this side of the couch.
Okay.
Even out the space.
Okay. But anyway.
I got a cramp in my leg. Okay. Well, where were we on?
We were talking about the Wizard of Oz characters being in the movie.
Yes.
I find it funny that you didn't recognize that.
No. Definitely not at all.
Because I was already like, really? Out of all things, a lion is the animal they chose to be put in the cage that Elphaba saves. I'm like, I know about a lion in this world.
I mean, Yeah, I did not even think about that at all. I honestly was just like, oh, they're characters.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Way to go, Lyndon. You fuss it out, man. I don't know if you guys can hear the baby. I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah.
He's not too happy. This is what did not happen during the movie.
So, did you like this movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just felt really bad for Elphaba.
I don't blame you.
Like,
I find her upbringing to be so interesting. Like, I hate that her father resented her so much for being green, but I don't know if the knowledge of like the affair or anything, because she was born out of an affair,
yeah.
and I wonder if that was ever known or not, and that's the what part of why he hated her. Because I can understand if like no, I'm
Now,
not.
was it the stuff that the mom drank that during her pregnancy that like turned her green? Or
That's what I thought. Like she drank out of this green bottle at the beginning of the movie when we were learning about it, and I can like that's what my thought process is that's what part of the reason why Alphabo's green was about.
yeah.
Um, I know that in don't be surprised, Megan. In Once Upon a Time, because the Wicked Witch is in Once Upon a Time too. Um, the reason
Maybe
that
that's why you thought it was a Disney movie.
no,
Yeah.
the reason why the Wicked Witch is green in the universe of Once Upon a Time is because she is jealous and got very jealous of her sister Dorothy. There's a lot of stuff there, but so she was so stricken with envy that she turned green with envy.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that concept of like being green with envy or jealousy plays a role, considering that she came from an affair. So like someone was jealous, you know. But I wonder if a part of the reason is I think her father or like the person her mom had the affair with was the wizard.
Oh, that'd be wild.
Because if the wizard is Elphaba's biological father,
Actually, can I tell you a book spoiler?
Yeah.
yes. Knew it.
Thank you.
Knew
Declared.
it.
Declared by Megan.
In the books,
It's not confirmed in the musical.
not confirmed in the musical. The Wiz is.
All right, now we got to read the
is-
books.
Oh, but there's a lot of artwork.
Oh.
And
Well, we know about the affairs.
I love juicy drama.
yeah, just so you know, that's the only way people have sex in Oz.
Good to know.
Awkward.
I wonder, does this do anything weird? I
Don't test it.
that is now not the time to be testing it, but I was curious.
I know, little dude. I know.
We're upset too. We can't be held either.
I know, right? Put me in a kangaroo pouch. Damn.
I'm gonna put your phone up there so I don't accidentally step on it, Megan.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Can you do me a favor? Can you just move the switch down so I can see the timer?
Oh, 49.
Okay.
I can see the time over here.
Our time is in like the bottom corner, just being covered by our switch.
Yeah, so most of the time we don't even know how long we're talking for, and then we just kind of get this feeling of like, oh, it should be over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I
So this is going to be one of the weirdest episodes for you guys, and I'm sorry. It is because we're in a different setup this time. We're
Yep.
also on the TV. So, as seen on TV, free 99. I had I had this bit going on for a bit before we were going to start the episode, and it was going to be, and now introducing the new free 99 Megan. Like, I wanted to introduce her as like the as seen on TV, but Megan just popped in, which is totally fine. Megan does Megan. But
This is a little cringy.
it's a
The way you're bringing this up is cringy.
it's fine.
No, this is a really awkward episode because we're used to talking about Disney movies and stuff, and that's our main shtick. But I mean, let us know. Do you want a little mini sub series where every once in a while we talk about a non-Disney movie and have it just be a Friends of Not Disney series?
I feel like if we did, I don't want us to do another channel of Friends.
No, we're not gonna do another channel right now.
Yeah. Dude, we're struggling right now. Like me and Sean literally went to work the next day after the movie. Tired.
Yeah, because we saw an early access screening by AMC, not Spawn. Although if you want to Spawn, happily oblige.
Hello,
I
I'm
am
back.
Knuff.
I decided to represent Barbie and all of the Kens out there.
But no, if you guys like us covering non-Disney movies, let us know.
I just gotta say, this is so weird because, like, okay, thing that you guys don't know is we can see the time and we can also see ourselves on the TV right now because
Yeah,
we're not
we're just
displaying
staring
from the
at
laptop.
ourselves.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like, and this is why I had the bit of like as seen on TV for $99.
Hello. Hello, I'm back.
Yes.
Hello. I'm as fabulous as I look on TV. Thank
The
you.
only thing free you can get from this one is advice. Please do not for legal purposes. You have your own free will. You can choose to do what you want. So
I'm confused where this is going.
do not take Megan's full advice to 100% because those are your choices you are making, not Megan making your choices.
It's true.
What just happened?
Apparently, I'm giving out advice now.
Okay.
And opinions. We all give out opinions and advice. You don't have to listen to us, but
You can't agree or disagree with us in the comments.
yes.
I presume we're going to be covering Wicked 2.
Yes.
Yes.
We did Wicked 1. We can't.
We can't leave the duo.
Yeah.
We can't.
Hopefully,
we
the
can- we-
second
we-
one
we-
won't
we
be as awkward as we are now.
Hopefully, now that we know that now that we know more about this movie and its creation.
And maybe next time we'll have read the books. So that way we can give an even more in depth.
You're putting a lot of faith in me, who has just finished one book that was like 1,000 pages long that took me like 6 months to read.
Hey, I'm
That has
including
now just
myself
started
in
this
here.
book.
I'm including myself in here.
So I want to get your guys' thoughts really quick on one more thing before we end up closing out.
Okay.
What's up?
So everyone's favorite critic in the world, Rotten Tomatoes, gave this a score of 89.
Is that good or bad?
That is good. 100% is perfect.
Okay, the way I think about Rotten Tomatoes is like 100%. It's like the ripest, like great,
Absolute perfect tomato.
and then like as the percent goes down, like the less fresh the tomato is. So if it's at 0%, it is the rottenest of tomatoes.
Rotten squished tomato.
Molded.
Exactly. Like it's the worst. Like before it's just completely gone.
So you're talking 89%, which is fairly good.
Like, would you eat that tomato? Because I would eat that.
Like, do you agree with the 89%, or do you think it deserves to be higher? Because the audience score is hitting around 98%.
You see, I would go solid 90 for like the Rotten Tomatoes.
Would I eat an 89% tomato? I'm still caught up on this tomato thing. Because, like, it's not a full 90%. So that means, like, this tomato has now begun to start, like, sitting out in the sun and it's starting to, like, wilt in a way.
I'm just imagining it has a few more wrinkles. Just like not too many, but there's like a few like little
Like, it's like almost like like granny skin wrinkles where you could like grab their wrinkles.
I was thinking little smile lines for the tomato.
Okay, I guess the granny wrinkle line is more like a 60% tomato.
This little tomato just has a little few little smile lines.
I'm thinking of like, okay, so old people have like pretty like weirdly elastic skin.
Why?
I should just stop talking at this point.
You guys keep elaborating. I'm just gonna pull something up.
Well, okay. I'm gonna try my best to elaborate on granny people's skin. Because like, you know when you're a kid and you like, you like go to hold your grandparents' hands or something, and then you see how their arms are wrinkly, and then you're just like, wow, grandma, your arm's wrinkly.
It's why they have like a specific thing in like the hospitals where they oh well,
What percent is fresh?
what was I saying?
All right. Yeah. So granny percent is like starting at 60%. Got it.
We should use this system for all of our
All
rankings.
movies.
All of our rankings on TV shows, like how fresh, and we'll have our own scale that Sean will create.
Put a lot of faith in my Photoshop abilities.
You got granny wrinkles. You're a 60%.
Okay, let's just pretend we have a scale of like 1 to 10.
Okay, 100% is that tomato just picked that has been in the food, like just got into the refrigerator.
Oh, it's beautiful. From your grandma's garden.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess 90% is that cold tomato that's still firm and juicy.
I was gonna say 90% is like that 1 day old.
No, see, tomatoes in the fridge, the walk-in fridge, they hit hard.
They do, they do. Now I'm craving tomatoes, to be completely honest.
I want like those hamburger tomatoes.
Oh, I was thinking those like little cherry
Oh,
tomatoes
no.
that you. Oh.
See, you guys are thinking tomatoes. It's sad.
Ooh,
Here's
you
a
know
sad.
what's so good?
What?
The cherry tomato with mozzarella balls and pesto.
I'm just not even here apparently.
I love you.
Okay, Sean, go. Sorry.
I was gonna say you guys are caught up on like actual tomatoes. The thing going through my brain is The Good Place.
Oh.
There's this scene with the judge where she tries to Google big, fresh, natural, juicy tomatoes.
There's this whole bit in the Good
And
Place.
apparently it brought her to a no-no site for people with a sunburn fetish.
Yeah. If you've not seen The Good Place with Kristen Bell, now I can't remember Ted Danson.
Ted Danson, other group beautiful people. Go
Yes.
check it out on Netflix.
It's so good. It will make you cry.
You guys are sitting here on like actual tomatoes, and all I can think about is that scene.
With the judge.
Talk about someone's mind in the gutter.
Yes,
Jeez.
Sean.
I was thinking about a sitcom. Leave me alone.
This is the thing. I will reference K-pop and philosophy. Sean will reference sitcoms.
I reference sitcoms.
What do I reference?
Anything that's out of left field.
And like and I will be having like a normal conversation about dairy or something, and then Jonelle will be like, and then this. And me and Sean will be like, what? Hello.
I mean, the last 5 minutes I've been talking about tomatoes.
Okay, so you know what this actually reminds me of?
Here we go. This is it.
So, in track, I got called random. Because of the fact that I do this, they could be mentioning something on brand that's like an actual conversation. And then I think of a different story and how it partially related to that story to keep the conversation going. And then eventually circle back around to the whole story that would lead to tomato part.
You're proving our point.
You know what we look like right now? Like that meme where it's like my last 3 brain cells. Jonelle chuckling, me just like deadpanning the camera, and then Sean going,
am I the last brain cell?
apparently my baby agrees.
Oh, he's even holding his pinky.
Oh my god.
Oh.
He's not spitting it out. He's learning. He
know.
can use his hands.
He just learned that his hands are like connected to him, so he's been like holding his face, holding his binky, holding onto mom's hair, pulling mom's hair, holding onto mom, squeezing mom.
I think we're kind of finished. We hit that bad dead point.
I just want to add one more point about the Wicked the movie. Sorry, the musical is also fantastic, but I really like the movie. When it comes out on stream, I know what Sean and I are doing. I really enjoyed it. It was really, really good.
What's it supposed to stream on
I
then?
have no idea.
It's mm,
No idea.
I think HBO.
Damn.
I think HBO is going to be the one it goes on to. I have HBO.
I
Comment in the section
Okay.
below. But no, I think I will be rewatching this movie. There are some movies that we watch for this podcast. I'm like The Big Year. I will never watch The Big Year again.
That was a dumb movie.
It was so dumb.
Honestly, I might watch it a few times.
See, my thing I think of is Wish. This probably hits up there with Wish as like a really good movie that I would watch again.
Make this.
And I will definitely be re-listening to the soundtrack, both of them, the musical and the movie. And I have to go because my baby is crying.
And we all gotta go because we've hit that point in the end. So bye, friends.
Bye.
Disney. See you soon.